All right, lab 2. I'm going to zoom this in here. You're going to manually recover files. Now, I will tell you that this is the project, and when I did it, I spent about 80 hours doing it.
Oh, God.
Now, that's because I did it 10 different ways and all kinds. Yeah, so you're not. I don't expect you to go that far in depth on it. And I'm actually going to show you how to do it. Now, I did it to the point where I could get a file out in like 30 seconds. Wow. Kept doing it over and over and over and over. I thought it was really amazing. It's really cool, actually. This is one of the projects that people are like, I never knew that. So, all right, but I'm going to give you some files, and we're going to recover them using nothing but a hex editor. Okay? Anything else is called cheating. Okay? Now, it says, because to a crime scene where someone seems to have deleted all the files off the suspect drive and then formatted the drive. What I did is I took a USB drive, I repartitioned it so it's only 16 megs, so it's small. Try, working off a 4 gig one would take forever.
And then you changed the color scheme to Windows 7 Basic?
Yes, I did. I just wish it would stop doing this. Always ask me that crap. Okay, so, but I put some files on this flash drive. Then I deleted the files. Then I formatted the flash drive, and then I made an image of it for you.
Oh, fantastic.
So, does anybody know what happens when you delete a file?
It removes the marker?
Pretty much, yeah. You have the file allocation table, which is like the directory. It really goes in and removes the first character only. Replaces it with a sigma character, which is E5 hex. What that does, it tells the operating system, I no longer need this file. File's still there, but the operating system says I no longer need it. That's why you can use the undelete functions and stuff like that. It goes in and says, hey, what's the first character of the file? And it's back again. Didn't get deleted. So I did that. I deleted all the files. But then I went in and I formatted it. So, first of all, let's go back one step to deleting a file. An easy way to tell that it doesn't really get deleted, take a file like a large file, like a gig file, or just a large, and copy it somewhere. Now it says, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, or however long it's taken to copy it. Then delete that file. Does it take as long to delete it? No, they're gone instantly, because it's really just changing that first character. So deleting really doesn't do a darn thing. Okay? Now, formatting goes in and removes the file allocation table. Wipes that clean. It's like taking your textbook and deleting the glossary, or the table of contents. So if I take your book and remove the table of contents into the glossary, what happens? The book's still there, you just can't find it. So that's what we're doing. I'm giving you a book with no table of contents and glossary, and you're going to have to go page by page to find it. So we're going to use the hex editor to go through this image and do that. Okay? Easy enough? It's a lot of fun. Trust me, you're going to just love it. Okay. All right. So I already made the image of it. And I might show you how to do that today. If not, I'll do that next time. But I already made an image. I'll probably do that next time. So I'm going to supply you with the image. And I'm going to show you where to get hex editor from. I'm going to be using Hex Workshop, an old version. There are newer versions out there. There's WinHex. There's lots of versions out there. I still like this one the best. This one will crash on you if you use it. It will crash. Randomly, just crash.
And you like it the best.
It seems to work the best. And the reason it crashes is if you select too large of a file. Say like you find the beginning of a file marker here, but you don't find the correct ending and you cover way too much space, and you go to select them too large, it's going to crash. So.
Will it run on Windows 8?
I think so. Okay. I think so. Okay. No automated tools are allowed. You got to do this by hand. Okay, everybody do it yourself. Okay, now the image is actually up here. It's called Lab 2 image. Now someone actually asked me a question about this, Brendan, I think. If you go to click on stuff that's not recognized, it's going to try to download it. It's going to say, I don't have a clue what it is. This is a 001 image, which is a raw image. Once that happens, just click here and save the file. Boom, done. That's all you got to do.
Where do you click again?
What?
Where do you click again? I was taking
Sorry. Click the part where it says, you can also try to download the original document by clicking here. Okay, and that'll just let you save it to your computer. Or another way to do it, an alternate way, you can go to the image, oh, it's down here. If you right click, depending on your browser, it's normally save link as, save file as, save something as. And actually that one might work, might not. But it really depends on your browser. Best bet is just click on it, let it come up. Now, throughout the assignment, I'll be using WinHex. Hex Workshop, which is actually right here as well, if you want to use it. It does work on Windows 7, most likely on 8. I just haven't tried it.
It comes up in 8. I haven't opened the file with it.
Yeah, you might want to, when you do it, for some reason, it's in the back of my head that if you installing it, run as administrator seems to function better. You know how when you install stuff, some things won't work right unless you do run as administrator? Just once you get the file, right-click, run as administrator. Even though you're an administrator on your machine, you're not running as administrator. Okay? So that's what I'm going to be demoing to you. Now you all have access to a virtual machine. If you'd like to complete this lab on the virtual machine, you can. If you want to know how to get into the system, there's a video right there I made. It was from my other class, but it's still the same system. You're going to need that in upcoming labs, but if you want to start playing with it now, you can. I gave each of you a Windows 7 machine and a Kali machine. You can go in there and use Windows 7. It's already got Hex Workshop installed. It's got everything you need.
Has that been, has vSphere been functioning fairly well this semester-ish?
Yes, it has actually.
We had like, I think last spring or something.
Oh, it's been totally, all new processors, all new memory.
Okay, because we...
Now, the only cool thing is we have 0 people maintaining it.
Wait, what?
Any issues, it's gone, bye. So, I'm just saying.
Yay.
Okay, so. But you can use the virtual machine if you like. If you have any questions on that, watch the video and I can give you more information if you need. Okay, no formal report is needed, but what I do need from you, actually, let's go back up here. Okay, I'm going to install a program real quick here. Actually, I'm going to pause this recording just for a second while I install it. All right, I'm going to show you where to download FTK Imager. We're going to be using FTK Imager later in the class. If you go to support.accessdata.com, Access data, please come back later. But just try access data. Come on. Access data, maybe. It's thinking about it now. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go to support. Well, they changed the link, that's why. Okay, if you go to accessdata.com, then if you go to support, product downloads, you can download some products that we'll be using through this semester. And one I'm going to use right now is called FTK Imager.
We are recording right now, right?
I am recording right now.
Good, good, good.
Okay, and right here is FTK Imager. It is not free, but we own a license to it, so you can use it. Oh, give me a break. Do I have to fill all this out? You got to be kidding me.
Title be student?
Whatever.
Just wondering.
It's probably just so they can there it is. Okay, I can put this file up there if y'all want to. Might make it easier on us.
Sure.
You didn't have to fill all that out. They just changed the page. Okay, and I'm going to copy this over to here. Okay, now I'm going to run as administrator. And this is FTK Imager. It would help you to use, you just don't have to have it. I use it to make this image. Install, okay. Can get out of this page here. Okay. Launch FTK Imager. Okay, I used FTK Imager, this program right here, to create an image of a flash drive. Okay? In forensics, you never want to work on real evidence. Do y'all understand that? You never work on the real stuff. You always make an image of it, a copy of it. So if you screw it up, you're kind of out to lunch. So what I did is I made an image. The way I did it, I went in here, I did File, Create Disk Image, And I got many choices in there. Physical drive, and I do talk about this again in other lectures, but physical drive, y'all know what a physical drive is? It's like a physical hard drive, physical flash drive or something. But a physical drive could actually have multiple partitions. Everybody understand that? Okay. Well, my flash drive is really a 16 gig flash drive thing. I partitioned it to 16 megabytes, just so I could have a very small partition. But still, if I'd done the physical drive, I would have still got the 16 gigs. That's not what I wanted. So with that one, I just did logical drive. That's where I could select the drive letter. C drive, D drive, E drive, whatever. Okay? So you can select the options there, or you could actually make an image of an image. You can make an image. Now, another thing with images, a virtual machine is also considered an image. So you can image a virtual machine, because a lot of stuff runs virtually, y'all. Hopefully you all know that nowadays. All this whole vSphere thing, all this is all virtual. It's not real machines. Okay. You can also do contents of a folder or a CD-ROM. Okay. I'm just going to say contents of a folder for now. Okay. It's going to create a logical in that. What it said there was it's not going to get the deleted files and everything other than the logical files. So I'm just going to pick one. It's not critical for this project. I'm just showing it to you. So you get an idea. Okay. Manual file recovery, then ask you where to put it. I'll give it a number here. Okay. I just did 3 because I did 2 earlier. Okay, when in here I get an option. How big do I want it? Do I want to fragment it? I can make it so it'll fit on a CD-ROM. I could compress it. Lots of different stuff there. Actually, did I say raw? I did. Okay. And finish. Okay. And then I can say go, and it's actually going to create an image of it. But when it gets done, it gives me this data right here. This is what I wanted you all to see. Okay? In forensics, if I make a copy of something today and do all my evidence on it, and I go to court, you know, the other people are going to know I'm actually working on the real evidence. So they'll want me to make another copy of it and see what the value is. This is called an MD5 hash. Okay? A hash is a one-way function. Imagine taking a windshield of your car, smashing it to a bazillion pieces. Could you put it back together? No. It's not going to happen. That's the way a hash function works. Any individual file would make a specific hash value. If that file was changed in any way, it would have a different hash value. That's why it's kind of like a digital signature, you can call it. Okay?
And it'll make the same hash
Every time, unless the original is damaged in any way. Okay. I talk about it on some of the recordings. You know the whole AM/PM thing, or AD, BC, you know, before Christ, after death? You know, it's a timing marker. Well, in this project, we had BL and AL. Before Linda and after Linda. We did not have a write blocker at the time when we did this, and I actually had the students image it themselves. I used to do it, but with a lot of people taking online, it would be hard for me to give you the drive to image. That's why I made it for you. But we had the students image the drive. I said, you know, do not write to this file. Just image it, just like I'm showing you here. Then work off your image. So everybody, we're going through the class one by one. Students are imaging it, no problem. They're getting the same value every time. Then it's Linda's turn. Linda takes all her documents and dumps it on the flash drive. So what are you doing? She goes, well, I need these for the project, so I'm putting them on there. So basically we had before Linda and after Linda. Because the file was modified. I was never able to make it the same again. Because even if I reformatted it, deleted everything, started it all over again, the files wouldn't all be in the same exact position. So really it depended, BL or AL, what your results were for the file. So it sucked, but I mean, but that's a good thing. You wouldn't want two different things to give you the same hash. Okay? So in this project, I want you to give me the hash. Okay? And you could also go up in here, and when it's done, you could, see that, whatever. But you're going to need this file, and we're going to go image mounting, and you're going to go to your image, which I'm going to show you how to use in a second. Okay? You're going to load your image, and maybe it's going to load. Come on. They actually modified this a little. Come on. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, this is a slight bit newer version. Let's see. Where is just the MD5 calculator? I know it's going to be in here. Automatic. Okay, let's just do it this way. Just do an image file. Guess they changed it slightly. Okay, raw. Oh, and I don't know if I talked about this before, but I'm creating an image of this image. You get an option in here when creating an image. Again, I talked about this in another lab, but you get raw, smart, EO1, or AFF. Raw means a bit-by-bit copy. If there's a bad sector, our image is going to have a bad sector. Okay, it's going to be an exactly bit-by-bit copy. And for what you guys are doing with a hex editor, that's what you need. You can't have it compressed or anything because you won't be able to see it. Okay, smart is just it adds more capability. It can add encryption. It can add other stuff to our image. EO1 is an N-case format. Again, it can add special stuff for N-case, which we'll see later on. And AFF is access data forensics file. Each of these tools kind of like add their own stuff to it. It's kind of like copyright. They're all the same, but they're all a little bit different. Okay, so we're going to make a raw image. We're going to give it a number. Put all this stuff in here. Okay, now this is not your image, by the way. I'm using a different one, but then it gives you the value right here. Okay. But if you have any problems with that, maybe I'll make a separate little video on this part with your image so you can see how it exactly works. But you should be able to take the image I give you and recalculate the same exact hash value. Okay? Maybe I'll make a separate video on that just to explain that a little bit better. What?
That's where you're looking for the MD5 calculator?
Right. It should have. It was somewhere in here. Image mounting. See, it used to be with this image mounting. I'll play with it and find it, but they made an image. Okay. When you submit your assignment, you need to tell me the MD5 image. There is something you can use called MD5 Summer. Let me show you where you can get that at. That will do it as well, which might even be easier for you guys. There's a really awesome website. It's called Google. If you type in MD5 Summer, you can download MD5 Summer right here. You can download it, it's free. Then you can point to the image file, it's going to tell you the hash value right there. It takes 2 seconds. You will actually need this at a later lab as well, but just not. You'll need it for the final exam, actually, is where you're going to need it. So if you want to download it now and play with it, it's fine. You just download it, and it's going to say which file. You point to the image file, it's going to tell you the number. That's all it's going to do. And your number should match my number. If it doesn't, we have a problem. Okay? So that's MD5 Summer. So for no formal report, but what I need from you guys is something with your name on it. Okay? The MD5 you used. And for each file you recover, I want to know how did you what process did you use? I searched for this, selected the value, and saved it. That's all I'm looking for. Okay? The starting and ending locations, which I'll show you what that looks like. If you did search for something, what you searched for, and I'll show you what that looks like. Screenshots show me you did it. Okay? And screenshots of your hex editor showing and I don't want you to attach all the files. You're going to be recovering 41 files. Don't put 41 huge things in there and it's going to be 200 megs and it's going to take forever to download. Lab 3 is even worse. People do it every time. People submit a 600 meg. They start with a 16 megabyte image and submit 600 megs. I don't know how they do it. It happens every semester. It's like, what do you do? But some screenshots which I'll show you about. This is, okay, there's many images or types of images on here.
I got a question on that. So
Yes.
you say attach a screenshot, but
Okay,
41 screenshots?
well, open up the image
Yeah.
and just screenshot the corner of it. The reason I say that is some of these are documents that are 20 pages long. I don't want you to insert a 20-page document into your report.
You do want 41 screenshots.
Right, exactly.
Got
41 screenshots, but not 41 entire documents. Yeah, the images are small, but when you get the PowerPoints that are 20, 30, 40 slides, I literally would have people put that in there, and I'm trying to grade something that's like page 1, 2, 3, going on and on and on. Just to bring it up, screenshot of a portion of it. Does anybody know what snipping tool is? I'm assuming some of you do not. Some of you do. If you do not know, it is going to be your best friend in Windows 7. I'll show you how to get to it. Just click Windows and type snip. Okay? With the Windows key, type snip. It's awesome. Then you go snipping tool. And I want to capture that part right there. Boom, done. I have a new screenshot of just that part of the file. And you can paste it into Word, you can print it, you can save it, you can do whatever you want. So I use it for everything. Ever see how I did that? Show you again. I click New. Now I want a screenshot of my toolbar up here. Boom, done. That easy. Called snipping tool. So bring up whatever you recover. Snipping tool, just get a portion of it so I can see you actually found it. Done. Just something small like that. Okay? All right, so it says there's many items on the image. I want you to cover 5 of each of the following categories: GIF, JPEG, PNG, PPT, DOC, XLS, PDF, TIF, and 1 MP3 file. There's more than that on there. A few more. I tried to make it so there's not that many more. One semester I had it was like 280 extra. That was a little excessive. I tried to. The problem was I put some PDFs on there. Not PDFs. PowerPoints. I had a theme of Italy because I was going to Italy. So I had PowerPoints of Italy. 200 slides long. Each of them with pictures on it. The pictures were still pictures, so when you went to recover JPEGs, you had thousands of them to select from. It's like,
I remember stories of people telling me about this.
new theme this year. You have to figure out what it is. It's not syncs. Anyone hear about the syncs one?
The what?
Last semester was syncs. Syncs. Like, wash your hands syncs. We had every kind of picture of syncs. And we had an MP3 file that sync, 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 sync. It was pretty much. This one's different. I've done Mountain Dew, I've done syncs, I've done Italy, I've done Disney, I've done theme parks. I just do all kinds of weird themes. If you can't figure out what the theme is, you've got a problem. And I picked the MP3 out myself. It's pretty awesome. Okay. So, total of 41 files. So there may be more on there, but you need to recover 41, 5 from each category and 1 MP3. Put the report, obviously, in Canvas. Now, if you go into Canvas here for this assignment, the rubric on this one is a little easier. It's basically MD5. 5 JPEGs, 5 GIFs, so basically 2 points each. All the way down to the MP3, and then the last one is properly submitted with the starting and ending, search value, that kind of stuff. Easy enough? So you see how I'm going to grade it? So if you don't get any PPTs, what can you get for a grade? A 90. Pretty simple. 80. You can have an 80. Okay? So are you okay on that? All right, now let's figure out how to do this thing. Okay. I have an image here. Okay? Now, in Windows, does anybody know that this is a 001 file and this is not?
Yeah, because one
One says
kilobyte
text
versus
document.
14.
Well, what you need to do in Windows is you need to go to Organize, Folder and Search Options, View, get rid of that Hide Extensions of Known File Types. That is the worst problem in the world.
You figure out how to do that in Windows 8.
It causes viruses, it does everything. The reason is, okay, now I can see it's image 2, whatever, .text. Okay. The problem is, okay, imagine this. I make a file called vacationpictures.jpg.exe.
No.
I mail it to you. You see vacationpictures.jpg, that's all you see. Ooh, I'm going to look at Ken's vacation pictures. You click on that baby, you just install the virus. So I don't know why it's there. And back when I ran my ISP, I had an issue with Server 2003 at the time. Microsoft was actually in my server probably for 3 or 4 months working on it daily. Every time, the first thing they do is they turn that on. The guy was like, I don't know who the hell designed this crap, but he hated it. That's stupid. Why would you hide known file types? Because you're hiding executables and stuff that so many people in Java class will name a file hello world.java.java. Because it hides the .java because it's a known file type. And they're like, I can't get it to compile. Because you called it .java.java. But show the file types. I always do on every machine I ever use. Okay? Now, here's our image. I also have hex editor right here. Okay? what you can do is you can go over here and file open like normal, or you can actually take this and just drop it right there. Done.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you know that. For most applications, you can really just drop the file in and it opens. See how I did that? I just took the image, dropped it in hex editor, done. Okay. Now, if this was formatted in blank, it would be formatted in blank. Do you agree? I'm not thinking it's formatted in blank. Lots of stuff on here, and some of it even has words. If I could stop scrolling past them. It's there. There's even some words. So obviously we have something on here. Yet if you were to open this up in my computer, it'd be blank. There's nothing. Remember, I deleted all the files that are formatted. So how are we going to get it back? Well, I put another link up here this time. I'm trying to put up stuff that's helpful to you guys. So I made a link under Chapter 2, Lab 2, Helpful Info. Okay? Hopefully you can figure out which one to click on. Okay. You are definitely going to need the first one, for sure. I also put where you can get hex editor from, and I put a binary to hex calculator, which you'll need, all that stuff. Okay? But if you go here, Gary Kessler's page, you will love this page. You will be using it this entire project. Actually, the next project and also on the final exam, or the midterm. Maybe both. Okay. Now, I'm going to look at Gary's page here, and I'm going to search it, and I can do Control F, and I'm going to search for a PDF. Okay? Does everyone know in a web browser you can type Control F for find, and then you can type in something that goes right to it on the page?
Yep.
Okay. What Gary does is he tells you what a file signature is. Okay, what a file signature is the beginning and the ending of a file. Not always the ending, but sometimes the ending. Okay? So what does the file begin with? What does the file end with? Well, I just searched for PDF. So this is an Adobe portable document format. The beginning is this, right here, %PDF. The ending is something, % PDF or EOF, or it could vary. What he's saying here is they change slightly. Depending on the version of the PDF, it could change. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to recover a PDF from this. Okay, so we see here, %PDF. Everybody see that right there? Okay, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to my hex editor. I'm going to go up here and say Edit, Find. I want to find all instances of the string %PDF. And you'll notice it converted it to hex value 25, 50, 44, 46, which is the same thing Gary said. Now I'm going to say OK. Okay, so there's that 25, 50, 44, 46 that his show. Now, how many PDFs you got to recover? 5. How many you see? 5. Perfect. There, you just got to get every one of them. So you're good. So what we did is we now found the beginning of every PDF file. Just the beginning. And we need the ending as well. That would be kind of handy to know how to get the beginning and the ending. Now I'm going to use this awesome tool here real quick called Snipping Tool. If you haven't seen it before, it's pretty handy. I need to know where they start at, so now I know. Okay? Get that. I'm going to minimize this. So if I go to this first one here, I know it's starting at 248000. Okay? That's the address over here on the left. But now actually, we'll go back to it again. Okay, there's a video which I'm not going to do for you tonight. You're going to have to watch the video. It's a 5-minute video. It's under the recordings. It's called Part 2. Watch Part 2. Let's do Part 2 when I recover. Hold on, let me find it.
Part 2 is 5 minutes.
Hold on. Let me make sure it's Part 2. I'll tell you which one it is. That's... I'm putting all the recordings on one page. It should be this one. Yeah, it's Part 2. Should be it's like 5 minutes long.
Oh, spring Part 2?
Yeah. Oh, 2.5 minutes.
All right. There's one thing I didn't show you yesterday, which might make your job a little easier.
There you go. So obviously you might want to watch that because it'll make your job a little easier. Okay. So remember, Part 2 is very important. It will make Word, PPT, and XLS leaps and bounds easier. Okay. But one thing I talk about in there is this window. Okay. Does everybody know how files are stored? They're stored in clusters and sectors on a hard drive. Okay. Say we got a sector size of 512 bytes is what we do. Okay. That's how much it can hold. Imagine a Tupperware container. Okay. that can hold 512 crackers. Okay, that's the size, the maximum it can hold. If I have more than 512, I need another container. But what happens if I have less than 512?
Put more in?
Well, yeah, but what if I don't have any more?
You have extra space.
I just have some extra space. That's what Windows does. So our sector size or cluster size on this flash drive is 512 bytes in decimal. What that means is the smallest amount of space any file can take up is 512. If I have a 1 byte file, it's taking up 512.
Oh,
Okay? If I have a 511 byte file, it's taking up 512. Because that's the smallest location. Okay? So, but what happens is that, see, there's an issue in forensics. Say I have a large document. Obviously, it's larger than 512, so it's going to take up one after another, a whole bunch of containers. Then what happens if I delete it, then overwrite it with something smaller? Say only 400 bytes, I'm sorry. So I got like 112 bytes that aren't being used. That's actually called slack space, and that will be there forever. Even if I write another file to the drive, because that little last little bit of that sector, you can't write 2 files in one sector. You can only write 1. So that's an issue with a lot of stuff. You have something large and delete it, you could actually have leftover stuff. So recovering, sometimes you end up getting pieces of files because one was deleted, another one was overwritten, stuff like that. Now this image, I did a wipe of it first, so I should have gotten rid of all that junk. I used a program called Secure Delete, which basically goes over the entire drive and overwrites it with zeros and ones, so it should all be blank. Yeah, security was quicker. They're both good. Okay, now, but what I show in the video is, if this is the beginning of a file, shouldn't it be over here on the left? It should. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, if you make this, well, so it is exactly 16 in size, okay? 16 columns, then the beginning of every file you find should be all the way on the left. See that? See how when I made it 16 wide, now all of a sudden the PDF is on the left? If I go down to the second one, still on the left. Next one's on the left. Next one. So it helps you knowing if you're at the correct beginning of a file. Because it has to be on the left. It has to be. But if this thing is the wrong size, like it was a minute ago, it was too bigger, now you'll notice they're all over the place. See that? You don't know. So was it 1 or 2 that I make it bigger? There it is. Okay, so we got that one. So the beginning of this file is 248000. That's this number over here on the left. Everybody see that number? So now I need to go from there to the ending. Okay? So I'm going to go edit find. Does anyone remember what the ending should be? It was %% EOF.
Oh, yeah.
On Gary's page. Remember that?
I don't think it was %%.
Yeah, it was percent or 3 times, twice or
That was
2 or 3
period.
times.
%.
Ah!
Okay, there's
Now,
there's
now you'll notice how some of them have periods. Now, that's not a period. What it is a character that you cannot display on the screen. They're not always the same. For instance, see this one right here? The last 2 periods are 0D and 0A. They're not periods. If they were periods, they'd be the same character. Okay? So they're not always the same, and even the 2 at the beginning. So if I go here to my hex editor, and I search for, now, remember, I'm at the beginning of this one. I'm right here at 248000. Okay? I'm going to go edit, find, %. Okay. Now I'm going to uncheck find all instances. I'm going to go down from where I'm at. Okay? Everybody with me? I'm unchecking find all. I mean, I could do find all and then just match the numbers up. But I'm going to do find all and go down. Okay? Now you'll notice I got right to here. Okay? Everybody see that? Now I could just go back up to this space right here.
Oh, nice. It keeps the.
And select it. Okay? Everybody see that?
Does it automatically keep that one highlighted like that, or did you?
Yeah, it'll keep it highlighted. Yes. Now, I'm going to copy this, edit copy. And this is not going to work, but I'm just going to show you. The new, I'm going to paste it in here. Yes. Now if I save this and it all works like it's supposed to, pdf1.pdf, I saved it, and I minimize all this stuff. Oh, something's wrong with it. What's wrong? Why didn't it work? Does anyone know? What? Well, let's go back to Gary's page. This kind ended with %% EO, but this one also, this kind had a 0A at the end. See that? This guy had 0D, 0A, so we didn't get all of it. Okay? So we're going to close that one. File, close. So let's go down. Is there any that have, okay, I did the one with the 0D, 0A. Okay? Let me do the one without the 0D, 0A.
What do you call that again?
0D, 0A.
0D0. Oh, okay. I see.
See right there? And 28,400. Okay. This is kind of a trial and error. Edit copy. File new. Paste, yes. Save. On my desktop. PDF1, since we haven't got a successful one yet. Override it, yes. Okay. Still not working. Does anyone know why? Anyone have any ideas?
Something in your recovery.
Okay, so obviously that one didn't work. That one didn't work. We could have done the one with just a 0A or just a 0D. Let's try another one. Okay.
And anything during this process so far, we take a screenshot and that works for the screenshot?
Oh, yeah, right here. Just take a screenshot of right there and I can see the beginning.
Okay, cool.
See, I can see the 28 or 24,800, whatever it is. I just wanted to see that you actually opened it up in a hex editor and found the thing. This time I did just the 0D. I really don't think it's going to work yet, but we'll get there. Damn it, still didn't work. Okay. Well, let me show you something. I'm going to go back to our image here. We had 5 beginnings. Remember that? We got the addresses over here. I'm going to search for endings now. I want to see all of them. Okay? I have 8 endings. How can I have 5 beginnings and 8 endings? Anybody?
2 pages?
There you go. There it is. What it is, we're only recovering to the end of the first page, not the end of the document.
Wow.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So I'm assuming the first one we were using was this 24829. See that? Because that was the first one. I bet this 24B157 is where we need to go. 24B, I bet right here. And the reason I know that that's where we need to go, look after it. What's after
All
it?
zeros.
All zeros. We know we're at the end. Remember the last one? If you look at this one here, what was after it?
A bunch.
Yeah, we're talking length, something else. That's not the end of the file. It's the end of the page. We're kind of right in the middle of it. So to this one we know is the ending. How about this one? Think that's the ending? Looks like an ending. How about this one? Yeah, looks good. That one's definitely not an ending. It's in the middle. That one's the ending. That one's not an ending. And that one is.
Wow.
So you can tell by looking at them. So we're going to go to this guy right here. This location right here. We're going to go back up to 248. Come on.
It's a picture of something. It's all the same number. That's a big pop.
Almost there. We're close. 248. Right
There.
there. Okay. Now I'm going to copy it. File new. Paste. And if you copy too much, it'll crash. So maybe you're doing a PDF and you're doing too much or something. This program will lock up and crash. So
You mean like the empty space space before and after.
Like, say you go to the beginning of a PDF, but you miss the ending and get.
The
'Cause,
ending
you
of
know,
the
it
next
could
one.
be a PDF, then a JPEG, and then a PNG, then another PDF, and maybe you select a bunch of junk. If you get too much, it'll crash. Okay. Okay. So what do you think? Now it's going to work?
Maybe.
We hope. Yes, we got one open.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, I already know what the theme is.
This is not the image you're working on.
Ow.
I know the theme for that image.
All right. So, everybody see how we did that? I don't always work on the image you're working
Do you want a screenshot of this, or do you want a screenshot of the actual
on. What I would like,
PDF file?
just give me a screenshot of this so I can see these numbers. Open the PDF and just give me a screenshot of the top of it or something. I get an idea. Okay? The reason is when you use the automated tools, it's not going to give you all that. You would have to spend a lot of time to kind of reverse engineer to get back to that point. I want to know that you had hex set it up and you were at location 248000, so I know you're gone.
And
Okay.
the ending.
Just one. You don't need to do both. You can do beginning and ending if you like. That's fine. You don't have to.
It says,
Actually, okay. Did I say ending on that one?
it says starting location for each file and ending location for each
Okay,
file.
but the numbers, I didn't need a picture of each one. Or did I say
Oh.
screenshot of both?
No, this says starting location.
Okay. Give me the starting and ending, but I just want one screenshot showing you use the hex editor on it. Okay. So everybody see how I did that? You see why the first 5 tries didn't work? Okay. Now let's go back to Carrie's page. So what's another type you got to recover?
JPEG.
Okay. Oh. Okay, there's JPEG. Now, see this right here, this Y blah blah blah? You can't always search for that string, because that's not even a real string character. Okay. But you could search for JFIF, and then, but the better search would actually be FFD8 FFE0. You see that? So I could actually go in here, edit, find, change this to a hex value, FFD8 FFE0. Find them. And there's 7 of them. Okay. See this here? Do not do this. Someone's going to, I know it. Do not do this. Do not change this to string value and do FFD8 FFE0. Huh, didn't find any. So you know the difference between hex and string. Looking at Gary's page over here, this column is the string, this column is the hex. So if we go back to that one and switch it to hex again, you'll see, wait, okay, let's go to this one. Okay, you'll see it actually does have that JFIF, see that? But it doesn't have that weird Y, wherever the heck, ASCII value thing there. But it does have the FFD8, FFE1, or E0, depending on the versions. Okay. Now, while we're in here, you see there's JPEG, there's different versions of it. JPEG's changed. Same with GIFs. Let's do GIF real quick.
This is awesome. I can use this to modify my saves.
See, there's 2 versions of GIFs. Way back when I joined the military back in 1980, I was in Bergstrom Air Force Base, Texas, which is now a airport, I guess, international airport. Played a flight simulator game, and I was the one who had the computer. Everybody else would come in, we played this game every night. And then what would happen is, we would play until like someone would get the high score, and then they'd go to bed at night. I would bring up a hex editor, go into the answer file basically, change my score to be higher than his score, and he'd save and go to bed.
You're a terrible person.
And he'd come in and he says, "How did you possibly beat my score?" I'm like, "I'm good." He's like, "So you stayed up all night?" "Oh yeah, hours." So he'd be playing and playing and playing, and finally beat my score. He'd leave for the night. I'd go in, take 2 seconds, change it a little bit higher, hit save. "How do you keep beating my scores?" That's what.
Awesome.
First time I actually used this for something valuable was, Frogger, the old game Frogger? Okay. I actually bought the game. But remember those olden games, whenever you wanted to play them, you had to put the disc back in there? Even though you installed it, you still had to do the old CD check?
Yep.
But what happens to your darn discs?
Scratch.
They get scratched.
Yeah.
So I found this tutorial online, how to use a hex editor to edit the executable to bypass the disk check.
Oh, nice.
It was nice. So you can really use them for anything. So it's kind of cool. So if you've never played with a hex editor, it's a perfect time to do that.
Yeah. Just not anything important because you're going to
Make a copy of
slow
it.
frames.
Just make a copy. Okay, but try to get proficient in that. But you saw why the first 3 times didn't work because they weren't really at the end. The same thing's going to happen with Word documents. Okay, let's talk about Word documents for a second.
So finding the beginning and the ending.
Yes, Word documents doesn't have an ending. Okay, I got to get to the right images. Hold on.
Huh?
Wait, what?
Okay,
They never.
you know that part 2 video? You gotta watch it. It's very important. Okay, do you agree that this right here is your class syllabus?
No.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
It's labeled class syllabus. Or for 6.
I'm closing a few of these things. Okay, y'all agree that might be your class syllabus?
Right?
Okay, well, what type of file extension does it have?
DocX.
Well, I think that's a lie. Well, I taught this class, and I had Spencer Harris in my class. Spencer Harris had Asperger's. Very smart. I mean, if he didn't get 100, he got like a 94 in a test, and he was in the room next door, and he's literally against all, I'm going to have to fail and drop your class. I said, dude, you got a 94. Oh my God, I'm going to fail. He was really freaking out. But I asked the question, how many zip files are on this image? He goes, 10 of them. Nope, 0. He's like, no, there's 10 of them. This is why I don't give the images ahead of time. Because he was literally working on it as I was going through the lecture. And he goes, there's 10 of them on here. I said, no, there isn't. There's 0. Explain why. Okay, remember that was docx. Remember that? I changed it to .zip. Oh, look. I can open it up. I can see all kinds of stuff about it. If there was pictures, they'd all be in here. I can see the themes you use, all the XML code.
Wow.
Word is just a container. Same with Excel and PowerPoint. It's just a container of stuff. So it's not really, it doesn't really have an ending till the container gets full. So what you do, like I say in the part 2 video, you go to where you think ending, like you search for the word Microsoft Word or something. Then you go to the end of the sector and copy to the end of the sector. Oh, that's not it. Go to the end of the next sector and then the next until you get all of it. Because sometimes they're just larger. Okay, it's kind of weird the way it works. Had a guy, I can't remember his name now, I took this class. He wrote a program to literally go every 512 bytes, select, everything about everything, all automated. It did the whole thing for him. I'm like, dude, that was like way too much time. Okay, so Word documents are different. So just so you know, you saw it was a zip file, opened up just fine. So they're actually an OLE container is what they are. And sometimes I tried to go through the PowerPoints and remove all the pictures. Because what happens, when you have a PowerPoint, a Word, stuff like that in Excel, and you put pictures in it, it actually has an OLE embedded object and will sometimes save it as a JPEG. So when you guys retrieving documents, sometimes you get a partial JPEG. And also JPEGs, depending on how they're made, can actually store a thumbnail of themselves inside themselves. So sometimes you get a JPEG, but yours will be this big.
Oh.
Well, you really just got the thumbnail of the JPEG. So it's kind of, I pretty much minimize that by the way I made it this time. I know what happens now. That way you guys don't have all this weird, like you get an image that's like partially there. Yeah, because it really was embedded in the Word document, and it was kind of got all hosed up the way all that stuff works. So,
That's wild.
okay, so it's a very neat thing to play with. But Gary's Page, really nice guy. I actually met him. He's just got his PhD from the same place I'm going to. He's up at Moraine Valley College. But look through here. And you also got to, like, here's docx. See this? Oh, let me find doc. D-O-C. Okay. Actually, let me go to the beginning. Got a couple minutes. This will be helpful to you. I'm going to go to DOC. Okay, POMPOT document, Q. Okay, there's doc. Okay, now I did not use Office 2010 or I didn't use DocX. I used just doc. Makes it easier on you guys. Okay, but .doc is also other types. It's also a deskmate document, and it's what else? It's WordStar document. What else we got? Where's another one? There's another one. Keep going until you find. See, there's Open Office. See, there's. Okay, this is. These files are with. Okay, so that's. See this right here, this PK thing? PK is actually a zip file, just like I said. But Office 2010 and them begin with PK as well, because they're really containers. Okay? It's weird. So, but the one I want you to see is not that one. Come on. I gotta find it. We'll find it in a second. There's WPF, PDL. There it is. That's the one you need right here. Remember I mentioned OLE, embedded objects? This is Word, PowerPoint, Excel. See that? You can't search for that. You can't be able to type it. But you can search for this. Okay? D0CF. The way I remember it is D0C is like doc. But since it's actually in hex, it's not an O. It's D0C, not DOC. So that's probably the hardest one to find is those right there. But once you watch the part 2 video, and there's the when you the D0CF E11. Okay, but there's no ending. Okay, you have to go. I said I made the video for that because people are freaking out about it, and I'll show you how to do it. Just follow that. So many people are going to say, I can't get to work. Watch the video. You mess with me again. Still can't to work. Watch the video. They find out, oh, I actually watched the video this time. It's only 2.5 minutes. I literally show you exactly how to do it in the video. And if you can do Word, you can do Excel and PowerPoint. The same thing. Okay? Not an issue. Okay? Any questions? I only recovered one file type for you. You just got to do all the rest. Okay. But it's not that long.
Oh, the MP3. What?
Have fun.
What picture do you want of that? Well, aside from
just icon of it's fine.
aside from the hex, I mean, yeah. It's
Just show me the icon of the MP3. Yeah, it'd be hard to take a picture of an MP3. There actually is a picture with it, but I'm not going to tell you about that. But just tell me what's in it.
I'll just make a YouTube video of the video.
Well, it was a YouTube video. I kind of extracted the MP3 off of the YouTube video.
So,
You don't know you can do that?
Yeah.
of course,
It's amazing.
by clicking.
There's tons of links out there. You just search for YouTube extract MP3, and you just put in the YouTube link, and here save MP3 done. Whatever. It's quick too. You can have a big long, 5-minute long song. It takes like 10 seconds, and you got the MP3. So it's all this stuff you're learning in this class.
Questionable
I'm gonna
ethically.
pirate all kinds of stuff now.
On the recording.
All right. So, everybody okay with this? Everybody kind of. Oh, I forgot to hit record. Just kidding. Okay. All right. Go start working on it. It's up there. It's due in a week.
Okay.
Do not wait till Monday.
Assuming that you're
Tuesday.
not terrible but not awesome, speed-wise, I'm going to stop talking because you're talking the video. And I'm going to get cut.